Hi, Asha. How are you today?
Hello, hello. I am doing good. How are you?
I'm so happy to see you again. So, like I say in her bio, Asha and I met in Egypt during our retreat with Shehera. And I'm going to describe the first time I saw you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to describe this to start. So we're having like the open ceremony, was the evening open ceremony on the roof of this beautiful hotel in Egypt. And so we had to sit down on mats, and Shehera was conducting a sound bath and meditation and all that beautiful ceremony. And I look at my left, and this girl is there, like looking like from another time with this her beautiful bread and her tattoos on her body and beautiful. But during the ceremony, she's doing a lot of things with her hands. Like, what is going on? She having a seizure? I'm not sure what's going on.
I love that. I love that.
And I was like, I was a bit like, not worried, but I was really wondering what is going on. And then with time, Shehera introduced you and saying you were doing that language. And then Suki was also saying that she was starting doing it. So
hmm
maybe I could start with Suki later when she's more, more advanced in this, when
Oh,
she's
now would be a
starting it.
great time to talk to Suki, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, because I talked to her recently. I talked to her yesterday, actually, and she's been growing, and her light language has been opening. So she's been doing some
Okay.
really, really cool stuff with it. Not to
Okay.
deviation.
Wow. Okay, so let's just start right away. Okay, what is light language? Because I didn't know anything about this. I don't think I know even much more right now. So first, explain to us what it is, and then I will ask you, more questions. What is
Okay.
light language?
All right, cool. So there's so many different ways to explain light language, and it's a little difficult because it's easier just to experience it,
Okay.
or to hear it or to see it. But I'll do my best. Usually, when I introduce the idea of light language to people, I just say it's kind of like a vocal sound healing, So
Oh,
it's the term language is a little bit of a misnomer because it doesn't follow any grammatical rules of any language, and that's why it can't be understood through any type of um, human cognitive processing. But it's not meant to. It's meant to be understood by the heart and at a
oh,
soul and cellular level. So what's happening during light language is there's a channel opening up. This channel is connected to um, galactic frequencies, angelic frequencies, sometimes shamanic frequencies, and codes are coming through. And these codes are um, they're kind of like little architects that are going
oh.
around and rearranging the energetic reality of either the person that's channeling or the person that they're channeling for. Um, you can I've channeled light language for nature, for animals, for into water. Water is really great receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, and so I do often channel through my voice, but as you mentioned, you'll see me doing like with my hands a lot. Sometimes I sometimes I channel light language with my hands in order to try to avoid opening my mouth and
Yeah,
like being disruptive.
I think that's
um,
what you were trying to do because it was our first ceremony. You
uh,
didn't know anybody. Nobody knew you. I think you wanted to be quiet but still do your own thing. So you were
yeah.
just moving your hand, not your, because I saw you then after using your voice when we were
Mhm.
doing the ISIS, ceremony in the water.
Oh
And
yeah.
then that time you were really vocal, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is going on?" It's fascinating. It's really. I wish everybody could just show you, doing it. It's fascinating, really.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Um And yeah, it's not something that I can force or that anybody can
Mhm.
force. It's literally like an opening, like a opening of a valve. Like, yeah, I can shut it on and I can shut it off, but once it starts coming through and it can be initiated by a number of things. So like I can call it in if it's my intention to channel. Or the ceremony that we were in Egypt, that first ceremony, just being in any kind of sacred space, and when
Yeah.
I feel that energy start to rise within me, like, then I can't help it. Like I said, I can force stop it, but if I'm really in, like, my allowing, my feminine flow, then, like, my light language is just going to it's going to go.
So from what I understood, it happened to you during a Kundalini awakening, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what is a Kundalini awakening?
Ah, beautiful, beautiful question. What is a Kundalini awakening? So a
Mhm.
Kundalini awakening, this is another one that I've heard described in a number of different ways. It is a type of spiritual awakening,
Mhm.
but it's a very specific type of spiritual awakening that's actually very physiological, as in, like, scientists have actually measured um,
Mm,
certain biometric factors of a person who's had a Kundalini awakening and someone who hasn't, and they're different. So what I would describe it is like it's like a complete rewiring of a person's nervous system
nice.
into I mean into this very much actualized like reality of I don't want to use the word enlightenment so it because it seems like
Well,
I don't
I think, yeah, you're being enlightened. You know, every time you have a spiritual awakening, I mean, I'm telling you, since I came back from Egypt, I'm not the same person.
okay,
I'm
okay,
really a changed person, to be honest, a changed person. And I think there
okay,
was some
perfect.
enlightenment for me for sure.
Perfect,
Yeah.
and you know what you know what I will say? Like, the end of a Kundalini awakening so it's a process. Maybe
Mhm.
that's where I should start. The Kundalini awakening is not just one thing happens and then all of a sudden your Kundalini is you're awakened. Like, no, like, it's a process. It's a years-long process, which the end of that process is, yes, what you would say enlightenment. Um
Yeah.
but, it is or she is a living current of divine feminine frequency.
Mm.
This energy lives within all of us, it lives within everyone. For most people, it lies dormant until something awakens it. Or I would say not awakens, but activates it, and then it goes back to sleep,
Mm.
and that person just, continues living their experience. But then for some people, if you've had a Kundalini awakening, it does not go back to sleep. It
Okay.
just continues moving through the body and honestly through your reality. As it's clearing things, it's going through the chakras.
Hmm.
That's the channel that the Kundalini takes. That's why when you see like these graphics of like a Kundalini awakening, you usually see like a person sitting in lotus position and you see like
Yeah.
like their chakra centers like all lit up. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the path and that's the process the Kundalini takes. Um, Now it's not usually very linear. So while she's clearing, like maybe she'll start with clearing the root chakra. That's how it started with me, and like, we can go into that.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe she'll start by clearing the root chakra, and then she'll skip over the sacral, and she'll start clearing some like like solar plexus stuff, and then like maybe that you'll find a season in your life where you're clearing a lot of like throat chakra stuff, and then maybe you go backwards, and maybe you're back to the root chakra stuff again.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it's just this like mirror process of healing and awakening that happens both through the body and through your lived experience.
Did that happen to you after like something, I don't know, dramatic happened to you? Like I read in your bio, you were talking about you ended your marriage
Mhm.
very, very young, actually, right? Very young. So of
Mhm.
course it could be a shock, right? So
Yeah.
did that happen after you ended your marriage and you were like, okay, I think I'm living a lie. I need to end this. And then something happened for your spirituality? Because
Yeah.
you were really yourself?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it was all connected. I think my discontent, within not my marriage, it was a good marriage. The person that I was, being and the person that I was really had to be, up until, like I mean, really until then, like, I was maybe 27 or something at the time, so really, like, the past 27 years, um I was just really, really unsatisfied. I was, self-medicating with different substances. I was,
Mm.
disassociating. I wasn't really connected to my body. I had an idea of God, at least at that time, but I didn't always. I was an atheist for really most of my life, up until that point. And yeah, so I think that there was just kind of this innate sense that I was moving towards something, but I didn't know what. Um, but in order to get there, everything in my life had to burn down,
Yeah.
which is exactly what Kundalini does and exactly how it starts.
Reminds me of this. Spoke one to a person and she was talking about dark night, the dark night of the soul.
Absolutely.
That's okay. That's what. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So that's what it was. That's what it was. And that I hadn't actually heard of it before. That was actually my first download that I had ever gotten. So it was not too maybe a year after my separation. I went into this really like dark period where I'd gone out to a club, I had taken a substance that I didn't know. I thought I knew what it was, but I didn't
Mm,
know what it was. I didn't know who the person was that gave it to me. And I had my very first panic attack.
mm,
And after that, they did not stop. The next day, I had 3 more. The next day, I was having panic attacks multiple times a day, every day for months. And so, um, with that, I completely withdrew. I wasn't going out anymore. I couldn't relate to my social group anymore. Um, yeah, and I didn't have anything. I had a therapist at the time, which was wonderful. And thank God for her.
mhm.
Um, but other than that, these normal sort of um I'm getting the metaphor of candy, like this candy that I was trying to satiate with. Um, was like I was forcibly removed from my lived experience. And so the first thing download that came into my head was this term dark night of the soul. And I was like,
You
dark night
see?
of the soul. I was like, I feel like I've heard of that somewhere before.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I feel unusually depressed. I feel like my life is falling apart. Um and like nothing is making real logical sense right now. And so I googled the term dark night of the soul, and that's when I learned about Kundalini awakening. Like that's like they just
Here you go.
like yeah, like
Yeah.
that information all came into my spirit at the same time. And so I looked at the symptoms, Kundalini awakening. I was like, this this sounds a lot like exactly what it is that I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion. I have a suspicion that this is what it is that I'm experiencing. And then so funny enough, one of the friends that I did stay in contact with, she invited me to a sound bath.
Oh, here you go.
And
That's magic.
yeah,
Those sound bath.
those sound baths. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She invited me to a sound bath, and there was a man who was facilitating the sound bath. And after the journey, he came up to me, and like me specifically, and he said, "You know, I mentor people who are going through Kundalini awakenings." And I
How
was
did
like,
you
"What?"
know? How did you know? It's written on your face? How did you know?
Yeah, no, he was very psychic, and
Wow.
then he just left. And so I don't know if it was like a week later or a couple weeks later, but I reached back out to him through social media, and I was like, I think I'm experiencing a Kundalini awakening, and I think I could use your help. And yeah, so we met up, and he did. I don't know what I was expecting, but what he gave me was another sound bath.
Mm.
Uh, and this one was a private sound bath where I didn't feel that much at the time. I just felt like a little bit sleepy. But then that same night when I went to bed, I woke up at like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and my entire body was pulsating. It felt
Oh,
like every cell in my body was just like going do 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 do, and
a bit of
I
freak
couldn't
out.
sleep. Yeah. mean, the thing is, like, I was at a point where, like, anything might as well happen at this point, you know, like, there's
Yeah.
I was opening up to so many things. I was learning about aliens. I was learning about, like, you know, unicorns, like, demons, like,
Oh my
angels, and it's
God.
just like, you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. There's so much going on within me, within my reality that I can't even explain. This might as well be happening, right? Um, so yeah, it was uncomfortable though. So I texted this Kundalini guy, and he was awake. He
Waiting
was
for your
awake.
call.
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess. And I was just like, so yeah, so this is happening. Am I okay? What should I do? And he's like, yeah, it's normal. Cause of course he's like, it's normal and it's a good sign. He said if you can go outside, just go outside, put your feet in the grass, and then if
Mm.
not, if you have some crystals, some grounding crystals like obsidian or anything of that nature, just hold on to them in the palms of each hands and then like breathe. And then also you can eat something. Which are all like great tips for anybody
Mm.
who's
Yeah.
ever had this experience or who might
Yeah.
have this
Because some
experience.
people might go through that and they don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Like you're fine, you're gonna be fine. It's really I mean, like I said, I was gonna say it's about the nervous system. It is, and I already explained that it is very much about the nervous system, and that's why I believe that it started for me with a bunch of panic attacks. It's
Yeah.
because it was clearing the root chakra,
Oh.
which is that center of safety and when you're whether or not you're going to be grounded, like the kundalini, if it starts there, it's going to bring all of that to the surface, all of that unexpressed anxiety to the surface. And it's just part of the purging process. Um so anyway, yeah, so like that cellular pulsating, like it did subside, but and I was able to go to sleep. But my life was just not the same at all after that day. Um, and slowly, like other just, you know, random things started happening in my body that were not random. But like, so I guess the word more is just new.
Hmm.
I was in clinical counseling at the time. I was a clinical counselor. I was also in therapy, but I was also a social worker, a licensed social worker
Mm.
working in mental health. Still am. Not working in the clinical sense, but I am still licensed.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so what I would notice was that during my sessions with clients, I was an EMDR therapist, and so when I would start do you know what EMDR is?
No, but you're going to tell us.
Okay. It stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing.
Eye
It's a
movement, eye?
eye movement, yeah, eye
Oh,
movement desensitization and reprocessing. Yeah, it's
okay.
fascinating. It's
Nice.
used predominantly for trauma. It's most associated with disorders like PTSD.
Mm.
Um, and what it does is you use bilateral stimulation to stimulate the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain in order to communicate with one another. And what that does is like you do that while the person is holding on to a traumatic memory. And what that does is like it frees up the neural pathways so that the person's brain does not remain stuck in the past anymore.
Mm.
And it
Yeah.
kind of
That's good.
it rewrites that program. Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Mm.
Um, so anyway, and bilateral stimulation sounds really fancy, but it's literally just going like this. This is bilateral stimulation,
Oh, really?
or
Okay.
at least that's one example. So what was happening was I was using a machine to pulsate the person's hands, left, right, left, right, left, right. And
Hmm.
every time I would turn on this machine, I would feel this something would come up in my throat and it felt like a big like ball and like it wanted me to like speak and like yell out and I was like absolutely not here.
Oh my God. I can imagine the stress. No, 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 don't bring me that. I'm working right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
No. But but yeah, it was fascinating that it was just kind of like whatever this was that wanted to come through and out my throat, like it knew it like it had just like this automatic response to a person's healing and reprogramming process. Like it was just like automatically initiated to the point where I had to stuff it down. So I was like, okay, these are connected, but I don't have anything to do with this here, you know? Um, so and then like different sounds started to come out when I would allow them to come out, which would be in the privacy of my own home.
Mm-hmm.
They sounded at first really like kind of guttural and sometimes like whale like just kind of like a
Oh,
ooh, 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 like that was it.
like in your ear, you will hear that
No,
in your
no, it
in
would
your.
be coming out of my mouth.
Oh, your mouth. Oh,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
And you're like, okay, what's going on? Okay, and you don't know why you're doing this. You don't
Yeah,
know.
no. So the same person who had mentored me with the through my Kundalini process, he
Yeah.
did teach me about light language. And I'm certain that he did because he knew that mine was going to open up. He just didn't tell me.
Mm.
Um, but he was yeah. Yeah, I just met a
Yeah.
mystical magic man.
Yes.
And then he left my life. Um, but yeah, he was himself a light language channeler.
Mm.
And so I did get to see this in practice as well as, come to an understanding of what this is and sort of get acclimated to this concept as like a normal thing. Um
But
can
just to for people to understand, when you're doing the sound, do you understand a message from it? Is it clear for you that because I know you're helping people,
Mhm,
you're like a therapist, right? It's like me with sound healing and Reiki. You're helping people, and when I'm
mhm.
talking to you, your hand is moving. So I don't know if you're receiving a message right now. You're doing something.
Yeah.
You're doing something, people. The one who's watching the video, you're gonna see it, but the one who are listening, you're not gonna see it. So is it like a clear message that you understand and you say, okay, you came to heal for something. This is all I'm going to heal you. I got that message for you. Or is it really clear for you?
Yeah, and I think something about your question just got me excited, which got my guys excited, and so, like, they're like, "We wanna help answer this question."
Yeah.
Um, so, like, do I understand it literally? No, but, like, but I do get messages through my claircognizance. Yeah,
Okay.
that's another word that we're just gonna let ride.
Yeah.
Uh,
This one I think I
and
know.
Yeah. I do get messages related to what it is that I am, or what it is that I am, or what the person is clearing or moving through.
Mm,
And that helps. Honestly, that helps both of us to amplify the actual frequencies that are coming through. But really, it's like once I put it into human language, it's like 10% of what's
oh,
actually being transmitted.
okay.
So it's like so yeah, like kind of, and then like you'll see like a little bit later if we go into some channeling. I'll be like asking the questions like, okay, so what is it that we're clearing now? And then sometimes I get actually very clear signs within my body because I'm very clear sentient. That's like my most
Hmm.
open center right now. So I like even as I'm channeling, I might feel like I don't know, like a constriction in like my gut. And so like then I'll say like, oh, we're clearing the sacral chakra, or I'll feel like, or I'll need to like cough, which is usually
Hmm.
like we're clearing the throat chakra. Um, so yeah, so I hope that helps to answer your question.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember you doing this. I mean, several times when we were in Egypt, right? And you were coughing, and you were doing a lot of things, and you were clearing a lot of things, and you had also messages for people. I remember
Mhm.
you were giving messages to some people. So a lot, I think a lot came to you when we were in Egypt. Uh,
Yes.
this is such a
Yes.
sacred place, so I'm sure a lot happened to you that you didn't even talk about because, for instance, Elle had that magical miracle to get back a
Mm.
earring that she was losing, and you already very you know um gifted spiritually like Christy. So I cannot even imagine what happened to you over there. Christy was telling us, she had those vision and she saw, like goddess and doors opening, to another dimension. And I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even want to ask Asha, what did she see? What did she feel? Do you have, do you have maybe like a little story you can share?
Um, I can say that for me, like Egypt was a homecoming. It was a place of
Oh,
remembrance.
okay.
Absolutely. And I had some suspicions about my relationship to Egypt. Um I remember like so I don't normally get visions, at least not at this time.
Hmm.
Um but I was sitting at my altar. This was like months prior to Egypt, to even, like, me knowing about the trip or anything like that. I was sitting in my altar, and I asked for a vision, and, all that I got was, like, a flash in my 3rd eye of this wall full of hieroglyphs,
Ooh,
and and this was, like, my first ever vision, and it, like, put me out. I was
wow.
like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, so that means something." And then we go to Egypt and yeah, just it's like every step that I took in that place was like memory coming back home to
Come
me.
back home.
And
And they were telling us when come back home, remember? So to you and I, especially
yes.
you and I,
Oh yeah, the,
when
the
we were in
people
the
there, the locals. Yes.
we went to the south and there's only black
Yes.
people there and they saw the two black girls. Welcome back home. You're home.
Yes. 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 And they were not wrong. They were
They were
not
not
wrong.
wrong. I felt like I was at home for sure. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I've done since then, I've done like a couple of like past life regressions, sitting with my
Mm.
own guides, sitting with Goddess Isis, who is like my predominant spiritual guide and mentor.
Oh wait, is that
And
happened before or after the trip with Isis
this
being
was with Isis was actually
yeah.
before
Okay.
I started connecting with her prior to Egypt. But after Egypt, it's just like just more and more of this soul memory has been
Yeah.
um like pieces have been interlocking into place to where it's becoming like more and more clear. I have a very, very deep relationship with Isis, with Hathor, with the Neteru in general. And
Mm.
I've served under her tutelage and uh in in some kind of relationship to these teachings for many many lifetimes, and not just in Egypt, physical Egypt, but also within Atlantis. I have connections to the star system Sirius, which some may know is very very connected to the place of Egypt as well. That's like a whole nother.
We need like three or five episodes of this. One
Yeah,
on Egypt, one on
Atlantis.
Atlantis,
Another
one
one on
on
Sirius.
Starseed.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's gonna be a series. I'm gonna do a series with you. Seriously, you and Christy, because I'm gonna jump very quickly because I know you're short of time. So anyway, you're gonna have to come back. Um, I saw one of your posts was on Mary Magdalene, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What is going on now?" Because I'm gonna go on the next trip with Shehera for her retreat with Mary Magdalene next year, and
Ooh.
in France, so of course I have to go. And I feel called to it. I very feel called to it. So what's going on with Mary Magdalene? With you?
So Mary Magdalene is incredible. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm getting emotional now.
Oh, here we go. Well, Shehera is
I
getting
just
very also very emotional when we talk about Mary Magdalene. Yeah.
I love Mary Magdalene so much. She has had so much to do with my journey. Um so the relationship between Mary Magdalene and Isis, real quick. Mary Magdalene was a student of Isis. So she's very much she's part of the lineage of the Isis teachings. Um and for me, my relationship with her has been very much like a homecoming to self-love, to sacred sexuality, to hearing my sexual wounds and my sexual traumas, to coming into divine relationship like with myself, and coming into a really, really powerful relationship with my voice, actually.
Oh.
Because Mary Magdalene, she wasn't this like sweet like saint. She was a firecracker. She was an absolute renegade for her age. Especially when it comes to women. And she has and she's told me she has a sweet spot for women of color,
Oh,
women like
really?
you. Yes, yes, she does. And she is
Okay.
herself a woman of color who history has whitewashed,
Yeah,
and she hates that.
of course.
She
Yeah.
hates that. She's like, "No, like, me being a woman of color was, like is a strong part of my identity."
Hmm.
And, and you see, like, around the world, like, it's women of color, have historically been silenced in a way that many, women who are not of color have not, or at least are more liberated,
Hmm.
at least nowadays. I think, oh my God, I think of what's going on right now in Afghanistan. I just saw something on the news about that.
Oh my God.
And, and it just breaks my heart, especially because like these are the lands where these beautiful, vocal, powerful women originated from,
Hmm.
and so I just can only imagine um the pain that they would be experiencing to what level that they can as ascended masters.
Yeah.
Through watching what these women are now having to go through. Um, but yeah, it was Mary Magdalene who told me, who first said to me, adamantly, to start speaking my truth. And I didn't exactly know what she meant at the time. I didn't know if there was like a specific um context or
Hmm.
platform or anything like that she was calling me to take up, but like I just started swacking my mouth on Facebook. And
But that's recent, right? That's recent. That's not like,
relatively recent, like for the
yeah.
past like 6 months. Like 6 months ago is when
Okay.
like I made like my first post on Facebook, and I was just like pissed about some man and an experience that I had. um but like I connected it to like this larger issue of sexual exploitation within like the spiritual community and spiritual spaces.
Hmm.
And that post went viral immediately, and I didn't even know that it was possible to go viral on Facebook. I never heard of such a thing.
I think
Oh.
I saw one of your posts on it was on Instagram, but I need to check that post on Facebook. I didn't know that went viral on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, no, so in the past 6 months, a number of my posts have.
Okay.
And it's funny because it's me speaking about everything that Mary Magdalene stood for.
Mm,
So I'm speaking about patriarchy, I'm speaking about, sexual exploitation, like, I'm
mm,
speaking about all these, like, spiritual distortions, and I'm deconstructing them. I'm speaking to largely to women, and I'm speaking to them from this place of how to transmute those experiences and bring them into a place of empowerment.
mm.
And so I feel her support in that so much. And I'm just so honored to carry her with me and throughout this journey.
Will I see you next year in June in
Um,
France?
well, so yeah, so this is the first time I'm hearing about this,
You
and
don't know about this?
no, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that she was going to Egypt again at the end of this year, but I didn't know that there. Okay, okay, so yeah, I knew that there was a trip happening this year, and I knew that like this wasn't the time for me this year,
Yeah,
but
I'm
next
going
year.
next year for sure.
Yeah, yeah, next year, like, that does sound exciting. Especially going with you.
Yeah, and Elle also, she said, "Oh, if you're going, I'm going." So she might go also next year. Elle, she really wants to
Oh,
go. Yeah,
nice, nice,
yeah.
nice, nice.
So I still want to go back to Egypt, but I don't think I can do it this year, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But maybe the year after. I don't know. Do you think you're gonna go back?
Yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back. I don't know when, like, last year was a lot. It
It
was
was. Yeah, it
it was
was.
it was it was enough. It was enough for a while.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. I didn't even know, like, last year when I went to Egypt, I didn't know that I was going to Egypt until like what, a week before.
Like literally a day before.
Yeah, yeah. So what could I say? This it's not up to me. It's not my plan.
Perfect. So I want to respect your time. So before we go, uh, of course you're gonna have to come back because I didn't ask you out for my question. Just can you explain to someone who want to see you for a session because they have PTSD or some trauma they want to get rid of, how a
Mhm.
session will work with
Mhm.
you?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So when it comes to like more of these like heavier hitting diagnoses like PTSD, something like that, because I'm not in that clinical space anymore,
Mm,
and because like I feel like those sorts of conditions require more um ongoing types of services, I would just refer out.
okay.
Um, but what I'm doing currently is I'm doing light
Oh,
language activations and Kundalini activations. And these are more specifically geared towards people who know they have a big mission, know they have a big soul calling,
okay.
and are ready to move into the next phase of that. And I focus specifically on the three centers that I find that are most active in these kinds of people. So the voice,
Hmm.
the womb, and your wealth, money, and success codes. And those are just the most fun for me also.
Yes. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all about opening up people's own unique gifts within these centers
Ooh.
and aligning them with their highest timeline so that they can do what it is that they came here to do with more ease.
So if someone is feeling that they have some kind of awakening, they don't know how to deal with it, they can feel that could be a panic attack or anything like that, and it's recurrent, but they know it's something more. They could
Mhm.
come see you and you will activate and maybe level up everything and
Yeah,
help them.
yeah. Yeah, so a kundalini activation can be helpful and can be more grounding for people who are having a kundalini awakening. Because what it does is like it eases those that channel in a sense and helps to clear and remove some of those blockages because that's really where the discomfort really comes from
Mhm,
is those energetic blockages or those egoic blockages, those belief systems that are getting in the way that are stuck. Kundalini then will get stuck there as well, and it can lead to discomfort. So kundalini activation can absolutely help with that. um, I don't have any Kundalini mentorship services at this time, but I can recommend someone who does.
mhm.
Um, not the guy from that spoke about earlier, the fairy that floated in and out of my life.
It
No.
disappeared. It's somewhere in the cloud. It's somewhere in the. He went back to heaven.
No, yeah, yeah.
Where he came from.
um, no, but I can recommend someone else. um, And, yeah, sometime, probably hopefully next year, maybe by the time the next time I see you in France, I, hope to open my own coaching containers so
Yeah.
that I can, help to shepherd people, particularly women. I like to my practice is mostly focused on women, through this sort of, awakening/ascension/, um I don't what we business, actualization process.
Yeah. I mean, anything, to help women helping women. I think this is the best thing we can do on this earth because
Yes.
we need to help each other. Um, Before we go, yeah, I wanted to ask you what you think about because I know I could receive messages, but I think I block it myself because I think I'm scared. And every time I talk to someone, they always have messages for me. Like, for instance, I was doing Reiki on one of my neighbor, and she had a message from an angel for me. So I was
Mhm.
like, what? How come I cannot hear them? And then another friend, she's like, I talked to your guide. And I'm like, how come I cannot talk to my guide? So I talked to
Mm,
Christine. She was like, oh, it's because I guess in a past life, maybe, you were they try to stop you, from your gift or something like that. So maybe in this life, you don't want, use them. So I don't know.
mhm.
What do you think about that?
Um, yeah, I think she's totally right about that. There can be multiple reasons.
Hmm.
Um, but all of them I feel like are addressable. Um, as long as like the ultimate reason, the reason why you might do all of these things and still not be able to hear your guides or be open in this way is because you might have a contract, a soul contract where maybe your higher self said, no, she's just here to, do this. She's here to help other people in a way that's more grounded, and like, the hearing us would just be distracting. So no, like this is like
You
this
know
is
what? I think that's what it
your
is.
highest, yeah, and yeah. So it might be in your highest good not to. Like that's the ultimate thing. Um but Christy was absolutely right. It can have to do with past life stuff, um, which would otherwise be clearable. It can have to do with ancestral stuff, which again would otherwise be clearable. And it could also have to do with your beliefs, things that you believe about yourself. So, do you believe if you're telling
Well, I'm
yourself,
Catholic, so
oh, okay,
that
well,
also would roll.
okay,
But sometimes I think that before I incarnate in this lifetime, I was like, you know what? In this lifetime, I don't want to hear, I don't want to see anything. I don't know why. I
okay,
feel like that's why, like you said, the contract. I
there you
signed
go,
something saying
there you go,
in this
there you
lifetime,
go.
uh-uh.
Okay,
But
well, there
yeah,
you
that's
go.
how I feel. Yeah.
Which is
So
which is you
she's okay.
communicating with the divine right now, because that because whatever you feel it in your body, and that's like,
Yeah.
and it's like a knowing, like that's like that's it, that's
Yeah. So don't force it.
it.
Don't try to, do a lot of things. I think, and if he comes, it would come, when I'm ready, whatever.
Yeah,
It will.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, but you don't need it. Nobody needs it, you know?
Hmm.
I mean,
Well, it's cool
everybody.
though.
Huh? Yeah, but
It's
it's
cool though.
cool.
I want to know stuff. I want to hear
But it's
things.
cool though.
You doing light language and things like that, that's cool.
It's cool. Like if it's something that you want and it would serve your highest journey, just I would say just ask, just pray for it, and
Yeah.
then watch how quickly it opens.
And scary. Okay.
It can be. It can be.
Oh, and I should also I ask you like 3 of 20 questions, so you're gonna have to come back. Like Christy also, I told her she's gonna have to come back. Thank you. I know you
No
have an
problem.
appointment, so you have to go. Thank you very much. I will put all your information in the show notes, of course, if people want to contact you. Do you do stuff online?
Yes,
You do
I
online
have a
also?
I have a website that people are free to visit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Asha Mahari on every social media platform, so Facebook, Instagram. I'm on YouTube a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd be around.
Perfect. Okay, great. So, people, if you think you have a awakening or anything like that, you can talk to Asha. She's the woman for you. She's the goddess for you. All right. Thank you, Asha.
Thank you.